an appeal by the Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance at getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
The lies this devil tells, man. Oh, man, let's get this real quick. Shalom, Akim. Shalom. First of all, I want to give all glory, all honor, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all you brothers that push forward in this word in truth and in sincerity. My name is Kassad, coming to you brothers again with a quick message, just hoping to edify the sheep of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who's ignorantly called God, and Yahushai being the name of his only begotten Son, who's ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Now, this video is going to be just, it's just an exhortation, really, just to remind us that this devil, meaning Esau, Edom, the incompetence and the treachery and the rulership of Esau, Edom is going to be, in the pride of Esau is going to be like an urban legend. All right, let's get this scripture real quick. We're going to go to Job chapter, was it Job chapter 4? I got it right here. There's a couple other videos. I'm going to play little pieces of it because we have to really like look at the low light reel of this devil, man. Like for the last couple of days, the Edomites are so incompetent. But here's Job chapter 20, verse 4. And it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? So who is the hypocrite? The ultimate hypocrite right now is Esau, because he's an accuser of the brethren, the accuser of the Israelites. But he's the one who is the progenitor to all wickedness on the face of the earth, man. He's the ruler of this world, but yet he's blaming the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans for all of the evils that are here. He's accusing us before the Father, saying, look what your people are doing. But what is he doing? He's they're coming up against the so-called illegal immigrants, right? So-called because they were here first. And he's saying, look at these immigrants coming in, breaking our laws. We got to deport them back to the country. When they came into this country and they were uninvited and they invaded this country as immigrants as well. Let's go back to the point. This is Job 20 and 6. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? That's right. Meaning that even though we're going through these trials and tribulations and under the rulership of Esau, the incompetency and the evil and wickedness of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, there's going to be a time where his rulership and his pride and his incompetency is going to be like a fart in the wind. It's going to be like an urban legend. All right, let's look up the word urban legend. Let's look this up real quick. I already looked it up, the definition. Let's see what that is.
Urban legend.
All right, it says a humorous or horrific story or piece of information circulated as though true, especially one purporting to involve someone vaguely related or known to the teller. So we've experienced the evils of Esau, Edom, and it's going to be like a humorous and horrific at the same time story. Literally just the incompetency of how evil and how much hell we had to go through. It's going to be like a scary movie tale, man. Job 20 and 7, it says, yet, so it says, though, let me start at verse 6. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heaven, heavens because he's very prideful. He's holding himself above all people. All right, let's see this. Let's give a couple examples. We just watched Donald Trump lie about not knowing what was going on with Ghislaine Maxwell when he's actually involved with it, which is madness. But let's look at a couple examples of Edomite pride. All right, let's check this guy, Netanyahu. He's counted in this.
Was your child contacted or abused through Roblox? Families are now getting settlements for what happened.
Stop playing the game.
Of course, I can't tell you if Hamas will agree to it. I think that it's possible. I hope it'll happen, but I can't guarantee that it'll happen. And so if it doesn't happen, what President Trump has said is that he will back Israel completely in acting forcefully against Hamas. Well, let's hope that...
Now, who do these people think they are? First of all, these Ish people, they invaded, and well, actually, they were imparted to live in that land of Israel, which is the land that belongs to the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. However, they're not originated there. These people are not originated there, and they're controlling the land, and they're bombing people, and they're terrorizing the community. They're terrorizing the land, destroying the land, defiling the land, and doing all these things, right? And all they're doing is looking for more war and more blood to shed in the Gaza Strip, and also when you talk about, in Israel itself, man, what they're doing with the Palestinians. Like, we don't care about the Palestinians, but basically what the point is that their bloodshed is their primary objective. And this is the thing that the Lord hates, man, the wickedness and evil. The wickedness and evil of these people. Let me see. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. Let me bring that out real quick. Estranged. We're going to go to Psalm 58. Because we got plenty of examples. We got a few. I'm going to bring out like 3 more. Or 3 total. This is Psalm 58 and 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So they're going to do whatever they want. All right? They're going to do whatever they want. Even though they've been given a certain allotment of time, they're going to think that they're going to accomplish the evils that they have set in their plans. Netanyahu is a goddamn warmongering terrorist, and he wants to try to gain complete control of the land of Israel and destroy everybody else that lives there besides the Israelis, man. Those people, his so-called people.
Well, let's hope that we can finish it the easy way and not the hard way. Europe is essentially...
Listen to this. Listen to this pride here. Watch this.
...become irrelevant and displayed enormous weakness. If you want to fight terror, stand up and fight terror. Stand up and...
Europe is completely irrelevant when it comes to fighting quote-unquote terror, right? Well, aren't they supporting you? Aren't they trying to... Number one, you're being supported by America, and the Europeans have not actually brought your ass to jail. So why are you talking shit about them? Because you're actually up for charges. War crimes. World crimes. And they haven't come in, they haven't taken you and put you in an international prison yet. So you shouldn't be talking any kind of shit. You're talking very prideful for somebody who should be in jail behind bars.
Forceful against terrorism. Don't capitulate to its demands. Don't feed the crocodile, in Churchill's words, because it's going to come after you after it devours Israel or any other.
He's trying to say that Hamas is like this deadly force, man. Hamas doesn't have anything on you devils, man. The wickedness that you're trying to perpetuate throughout the world. All right? And you're terrorizing the whole planet. Even the trees, man. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what he was saying about TikTok.
And influencers, he said, he talked about the woke right. And he said, I call it the woke Reich.
He said that he calls it the woke Reich. Let me actually get what this guy was talking about him. What's his name? Tucker Carlson. He was not happy with that, man. Tucker Carlson, Netanyahu. Because there's a lot of pride that's actually being talked about or that's being shown in regards to Netanyahu and Trump.
We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. And the most important ones are in social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one? That's most important.
X.
X. That's very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend.
It's almost unbelievable that he said that on camera. Imagine. This is a foreign leader bragging about how he's censoring Americans. Again, this guy runs a country of 9 million people that's totally dependent on our tax dollars to exist.
Yep. See, he's very extremely prideful, man. Netanyahu wants to oppress the word. Like, first of all, Americans are supposed to have constitutional rights to freedom of speech. But his pride, even though he's in Israel, right, he feels like he has the power to influence and control the media. And that's because the people who run America are actually his handlers and such. The elite banking families, they control America as well as the Israeli state. All right. And that pride is something that the Lord is going to have. He's going to do away with. All right. These people think they're in rulership. They want to be like the Most High, control the things that people say, to control the thoughts, it comes down to what's ultimately the main way they're going to try to bring that about is through the mark of the beast. All right. But let's go back here. This is Isaiah 14 and 13. Salakia, it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High." They're going to try to control everything. And he was just talking about controlling social media. You don't think that's prideful? You're going to try to prevent people, oppress people's words. Like my other channel got stricken down because these fucking devils don't want to accept the words that we have to say, whether it be true or whether we not be true. That's censorship, and that's a lack of that. They feel like my constitutional rights to freedom of speech is unprotected. I'm not saying anything evil against anybody, but nonetheless, let's keep going. It says, "I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." And let's see another person who's going to try to be like the Most High. We already talked about Netanyahu trying to control. Number one, he's speaking out against Europe. Number two, he's trying to control the narrative of what's spoken about with these wicked ass Israelis and the evils that they're doing. He's trying to hide it, sweep it under the rug. We went into Trump. Let's go into this guy, Hegseth.
I'm just asking the question. Don't laugh.
What evidence would you
It
have
is
that an
based
order
on
like that
Donald
has ever
Trump
been given?
giving that order to your predecessor. Have you given the order? That's all I want to know. It's not theoretical. For the U.S. military, not law enforcement. They can arrest all day long. That's their job. Do they have the ability, the uniformed military, to arrest and detain protesters currently today? It's a yes or no thing. Authority.
It's sort of amusing the extent to which the speculation is out there. These troops are given very clear orders.
Then what is the order? Then list it out for us. Be a man. List it out. Did you authorize them to detain or arrest? That is a fundamental issue of democracy. I'm not trying to be a snot here. I'm just trying to get the actual. Did you authorize them to do that?
All of these orders and what they're sent there to do are public. They're there
so say it. So say it. Yes or no.
I'd like to.
Please, yes or no?
As I've said time and time again through interruption, they're there to protect law enforcement.
Do they have
ICE
the ability
officers.
to arrest?
See, it's his pride. He doesn't even feel like he has to answer to a senator. You know, the Senate and the House of Representatives is meant as a check and a balance, right? There's checks and balances with the executive branch of the government, and Secretary of Defense / War is supposed to be a part of the executive branch. He's a part of the president's cabinet. But when he's being checked, he feels that he doesn't have to answer to the Senate, which is crazy. Your power, your pride, it goes above the American laws and the systems of checks and balances.
Trying to do their job, deporting illegals who were allowed in by the previous administration.
So they cannot arrest and detain citizens of the United States, the uniformed military.
As we've stated, if necessary, in their own self-defense, they could temporarily detain and hand over to ICE.
Have you given the order to be able to shoot at unarmed protesters in any way? I'm just asking the question. Don't laugh. Like the whole country. And by the way, my colleagues across the aisle.
What evidence would you
have? He's so dismissive. He doesn't give a shit. And this is how Esau runs the world, man. He doesn't care about anything besides his own enterprise. And this is why the Lord is going to interrupt this enterprise. Because the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, number one, and also tells us that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the whole entire world, again, is in a state of mourning because of the lack of leadership, of competent leadership of this monkey they call Esau, man. But let's go here. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So this, you saw the same spirit on Netanyahu, same spirit on Donald Trump, and the same spirit on Hegseth, all Edomites. They feel like they're untouchable, they're never going to be stopped, and they're going to be able to accomplish all their enterprise. Meaning they're going to be able to overpower the Senate and the House of Representatives, take control of the military, and persuade the American people against the Democratic Party if you're talking about Trump and Hegseth. And then you got Netanyahu. He's trying to manipulate the entire world into believing that Israelis are some kind of victim when they're actually warmongering tease, man. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, so you're high and mighty above all people, you feel like you have this great leadership, and you're going to lead people to victory, and you're going to persuade people you know better than everybody else. This is what you feel. It says, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. The Lord he's not dealing with this prideful spirit. You people think you can't be touched. You don't have the fear of the Lord. The scriptures say that the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. But to depart from evil is understanding. And Esau has neither of those things. They don't fear the Lord, and they do not depart from evil. They actually immerse themselves in it. And what does the scriptures tell us about that in Psalms chapter 5, verse 5? It says, the foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. And the main progenitor of iniquity is Esau, Edom. So these prideful devils think that it's going to be, they think it's a game. But they think we forgot who they actually are. They think that we forgot. But the prophets know who these devils are, man. We know. All right. We know that the joy of the hypocrite is short and it's only going to last for a moment. But let's go back to who Esau actually is. This is Job chapter 30, start at verse 1. It says, actually, hold on. Let's start at verse 4. Speaking of Esau, it says, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men because they were uncivilized. They were basically monkeys. That's why they're so obsessed with the Homo sapiens, Homo erectus, and all these evolution theories, because that's where they feel like they came from. They cried after them as a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Remember, we just read that. Thy pride has deceived thee, O thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks. Talking about the Edomites. Now, this guy, Hegseth and Netanyahu, these people may look like they're sharp, well-dressed.
I'm just asking the question.
Well-dressed.
You authorize them to detain or arrest. It's a yes or no thing.
Well-dressed, sharp, and they may think that they're like, high-class, dignified gentlemen, but these guys are like, they're really monkeys, man. They were in the woods, they were in the mountains, just trying to scavenge. They were the cavemen, they were the Homo erectus that people are speaking of, talking about in evolution. All right, they think that they're high and mighty. Now we remember what you used to do, man. We remember who you were. You like beasts of the field, man. We know who you are. The scriptures say it right here. It says Job 30:6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. We weren't doing that shit. Jake wasn't out in the rocks, dwelling in the caves. That's not us. That's you, man. Among the bushes that they braid. Let's look up the word braid. This is talking about the Edomites. Look at what the word braid means. This is H5101. It says the word braid means to cry out, all right? To scream, to bray as an ass. Let me see. Let me look it up here. Hold up. To loud, harsh cry of a donkey or a mule. So, like a retard, man. That's who Esau is. You're not this dignified gentleman, smooth James Bond looking guy, man. You're closer to a goddamn monkey. And the Lord didn't forget it. And you know what? The rulership of this place is going to be like a sick joke in the memory of the brothers and all the elect and all the world when we're in the kingdom, man. When we're in our rulership. We're not going to remember guys like, when we think about Netanyahu,
Influencers.
it's going to look like a clown show, man. Look at this guy. He even looks like a goddamn monkey. Just tell me this guy doesn't look like a goddamn chimpanzee, man. In a suit, man. And they like to say that stuff about us, man, but they really resemble monkeys. Look, this is going to be the screenshot. Let me get that right there. All right, man, the word of the Lord is not going to return unto him void, man. He said he's going to destroy you people, you Edomites. Let's go to Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. And I'm real pissed that they struck my channel, man. So now, brother, they're going to try to hold back the gospel? Nah, man, that's not going to happen, man. Lord willing, the Spirit is on me to do more videos. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18, it says, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame. It's talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. In the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken it. Your destruction is going to come about, man. Your rulership is going to be finished, and the Lord is going to destroy you. After you serve slavery for 1,000 years, you build up our kingdom, right, in Israel. After that land is purged of all the evils that you sodomites and you weirdos had in the land, defiling our land, the Lord's going to have you rebuild it. And you're going to be getting your backs broken in through whips and chains. And we're going to have you in hardcore slavery, but it's going to be righteous slavery or righteous judgment. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers and you sisters, man. And I want and exhorted, man, because we know that this is going to be like a bad dream. I'm going to read it again. Let me read it again. Then we go to Job chapter 20, verse 5. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, his pride, and the Lord resisteth the pride and giveth grace unto the humble, resisteth the proud and giveth grace unto the humble. Remember that he's going to give grace unto Israel because we're humble in his sight. Yet shall he shall perish forever like his own dung, which is shit. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. It's going to be like a bad dream, an urban legend. It's going to be like people talking about the boogeyman. You're like, you remember when Esau was in rulership? It's going to be, oh. It's going to be like a scary story. It's going to be a bugged out joke. We're not going to remember this. And like, we're not going to have those feelings of it, but we're just going to look at it in jest. And it's going to be a pa because it's never going to happen again. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying, and I want to give all glory, all honor, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom and abad babal. Shalom.